Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. It is good to see you on this Tuesday. And we start with a check of the forecast, and that's because it is definitely warming up out there. And Thomas Patrick, he is outside. Thomas, what a beautiful day to actually be outside. Usually we send you out in the rain and snow. Today's good.
Yeah, today is absolutely beautiful, Laura. And I know that we've actually had quite a nice stretch of weather in the last month or two, more often than not here. Today, just one of those A-plus perfect days. You may have just heard me say that we could be pushing 90 degrees. That for tomorrow, that's going to be a big talker for our forecast, as that will be our first real hot day leading into the summer season. But today, comfortably warm, that is for certain. We're in the upper 60s right now. If you are standing out in the sunshine, it will feel warmer than that. Remember, temperatures are reported in the shade, so the sunshine, direct sunlight, always makes things feel a little bit warmer overall. We should be up to about 78 this afternoon, so still warming by about another 10 degrees, which is very typical between the noon hour and where our high temperatures end up at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So on pace for that for certain. But tomorrow, here we go. Look at this. 90 degrees in Spokane, 90 in Ritzville, 92 in Moses Lake, 90 as well in Omak. So a handful of locations getting into those low 90s for tomorrow for the first time this year. Easily our hottest day. Not a record, but about 20 degrees above average for late May. So that will be our first major weather headline. And then we get a cold front on Thursday. This is going to give us some decent rain chances, mainly for northern Washington with some thunderstorms in that region. Just about 20% though for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. So tracking a pretty interesting next 72 hours. Again, we'll show you exactly how long that heat wave is going to last, but also what time frame to expect any rain or thunderstorms heading into Thursday in 2 days' time. So a lot to break down in this complicated forecast coming up.
All right, my friend, thank you. And with the temperatures warming up this week, we do want to share a few quick safety reminders with you. The first, it seems obvious, never leave kids or pets inside your car, but it happens every year. Temperatures inside a car can heat up much faster than the outside temperature. So take a look at this graphic from the National Weather Service. If it's 80 degrees outside, in just about 10 minutes, it could feel like it's 99 degrees inside the car. And after an hour, temperatures could feel as hot as 123 degrees. And when it comes to our four-legged friends, also remember to limit exercise on those really hot days. That's partially because the pavement just gets too hot for their little paws. So if you can't hold your hand down for more than 10 seconds on the pavement, well, then your dog can't really walk on it. And remember, dogs can get heat stroke. So just a reminder to make sure there's access to plenty of water. And of course, today is Tuesday, which means we have Pick of the Litter coming up just a little later here on KREM 2 News at noon. We'll have a cutie in the house. All right. We are covering North Idaho at noon. All week long, Idaho is putting an emphasis on safe driving. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones got a chance to speak with AAA and joins us with a message for drivers.
Well, that time period in between Memorial Day and Labor Day are deemed the 100 deadliest days out there on the roads, not only for the state of Idaho, for the state of Washington, but throughout the entire nation. So in my conversation with AAA, they just said they want this week to serve as a reminder to rethink some of our actions when we're behind the wheel. Today for Safe Drivers Week, the focus is on impaired driving. According to Idaho Transportation Department, 41% of all fatal crashes from 2020 to 2024 involved impaired driving, with 502 people killed in those type of crashes over the time in the state. Other items of emphasis throughout the week: distracted driving, drowsy driving, aggressive driving, and failure to wear a seatbelt.
One bad decision could be devastating, not just for you, but what about the other people in the car? What about the people around you? And so this is really an opportunity for everybody to sort of rethink, okay, just because the weather's good doesn't mean that I have the ability to necessarily beat the laws of physics and slow down in time if I need to do something in a hurry.
So the Idaho State Police are also urging drivers to be vigilant on the roads. They're asking drivers to slow down, drive sober, stay alert, watch for motorcycles, give space to RVs and trailers, and then also use caution in work zones. And lastly, the possible most important one is to keep your cool when you're behind those wheels, because again, the main focus is to get to that destination in a safe fashion and drive safe. For now, reporting in North Idaho, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
In continuing coverage this afternoon, investigators say about a dozen small fires on High Drive in Spokane were indeed arson. They are now looking for the people who set them. Firefighters luckily quickly put out the fires and no homes were threatened. So thank you to our firefighters. Seattle police are preparing for another rally today after 23 people were arrested during a chaotic protest over the weekend. Today's rally is organized by a Spokane-based church. Savannah Welch with our Seattle sister station has a look at why the city of Seattle is facing some backlash over the location of the religious rally.
The mayor and other city leaders are asking why the city authorized Cal Anderson Park and Capitol Hill for the religious rally. We know the rally was permitted through Seattle's Parks and Recreation Department. The event was organized by Mayday USA, a religious organization that says they do not support the LGBTQ community. Multiple local organizations counter-protested the group. They told King 5 that they're livid that the rally was allowed to happen in Cap Hill in the first place.
So what, you're going to put an anti-queer group that tries to do conversion therapy with people in the middle of Cal Anderson Park, named after the first openly gay legislator in Washington state history.
8 of the people arrested were in court yesterday, all accused of assaulting police. On Saturday, one officer was hurt and had to be taken to the hospital. Now, police are also echoing concerns about safety, saying, quote, "What we are struggling to understand is why was this park chosen and authorized? The city's decision, as naive or deliberate as it was, put police officers in an untenable predicament." Now, the Parks Department responded to the criticism, saying, quote, "We are required to enable the expression of free speech throughout the park system. As the park was available and met the size and logistical needs for the event requested, the permit was granted." Now, Mayor Bruce Harrell says he's directing the Parks Department to review if there were any other locations for the rally, adding it was, quote, "held here for this very reason, to provoke a reaction by promoting beliefs that are inherently opposed to our city's values." Now, in response to the mayor's comments, On Fire Ministries is planning a rally today outside City Hall at 5 p.m. They're demanding an apology from Mayor Harrell for his comments. In studio, Savannah Welch, King 5 News.